Hey, it's Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Your Earless podcast, now with the Digital Network. How's it going, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get started, lots of things always happening with Wrap Your Head Around Silks. Roll it out. We meet every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, to foam roll our aerial problems away. This has changed my practice so much. I am no longer in chronic pain. I figured out a way to maintain my aerial body. I would love to see you. We do Zoom, we gossip, we chat. I'm able to focus in on your problems because it's still a pretty small class, and I'd love to have you there. Please go to the show notes to sign up. And if you wanted to do any of the other resources that I have on my website, I have a full comprehensive beginner to intermediate silks course, especially if you're kind of out there teaching yourself on a home rig or something like that. A lot of guidance for you guys. 12 modules. It touches everything. So that might be great for you. Also, we have aerial rehab, which is for postpartum, post-injury, post-surgery, meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aerial class. So check that out. Of course, I have a free mini course if you want to just get to know my style. All right, guys, today we have a Sarah Romanowsky takeover of this podcast. Just for today, she said, wouldn't it be fun if I interviewed you about leaving LA and moving to Texas? And I said, let's do it. She's taken over. I'm no longer in charge. I am in the hot seat, and I can't wait for you guys to join us. Let's get started. Dude, how are you?
Good. How are you?
So for you, Christian's home, and you guys are having a wonderful 10 days together?
Yes, we are. He's fully in charge. So he is off taking her to swim class and all of that right now.
Before we jump, okay, so listeners, she was like, I should interview you since you've done this big move. But before we do so, can you give us an update on your lives?
Yeah. Christian has been in year 2 of the Pink Summer Carnival Tour. It's going great. I saw the show at Allegiant Stadium here in Vegas the other week. It was amazing. I'm so proud of him. I hadn't seen the show in like a year. I forgot how good it was. And there's a new aerial act from Drea Weber. It's incredible too. And yeah, things are good, man. But yeah, whenever he comes home, he's the default. He fully takes over and I get me time. So yay.
I love this. And me and Bean were trying to figure out how old Zari is right now.
She'll be 4 in November.
Oh, okay. November birthday.
Uh-huh.
That's exciting. Does it feel like, what's that feel like? Because it feels like crazy that Bean's almost 5, but then I can't really remember life without her. So
I love it. I love this age. It's so fun. She's so great. She's obsessed with going to Spirit Halloween these days. Like just going. We don't buy anything. I mean, we have her costume. She's going to be Boo from Monsters, Inc. But yeah, she acts like she's going to an amusement park every time we go into Spirit Halloween.
Oh my God, it's awesome. Like, I think you don't even have to say anything to kids, and they're just so into Halloween. The neighbors right in front of us, we are, for the first time, you've been in this scenario for a while, but for the first time ever, we're living in a neighborhood that is like Halloween friendly. Cool. Like we don't have to get in our car. We could just go to neighbors and trick or treat. The guy across the street is so full out. He's got zombies in the yard and they're moaning all day long.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Not the stuff of nightmares at all.
They're like, ooh, great. And I'm like, wow, full out.
I know. I thought Zari would be terrified because they have some very graphic things.
Yeah, agreed.
Halloween these days.
Agreed. It's like slightly scary, but
yeah. Okay. All right.
So yeah,
I'm ready to take over. Can I take over?
Oh my God!
Now?
Please do. Yeah, take over the Expecting Your Earless podcast today.
Carrie Wee, welcome to my show. The time has come for me to ask you questions.
I love it.
Okay. Where are you and why did you move there?
Okay, so yeah, I said, Sarah, just assume they don't know anything. So I am currently in San Antonio, Texas. I'm on the far west side for the locals here who might know where that is. And we moved here because my partner Ace's job dissolved in LA and it transferred here, and we had a couple choices. We had the choice of staying in LA. For context, we moved into a small apartment when we bought our house in Delaware that we were going to either move into one day or renovate and rent out so that we could afford the rent and the mortgage. But the apartment that we picked, you know, you guys have all been through this. It's like a jumping off pad. You don't mean to be there for longer than a year. And it had almost been 3 years. We were living without 2 parking spots. So Asa never had somewhere to park when he came home in Van Nuys. It was so stressful. No dishwasher, no laundry facilities. And this is something like I was living in a condo before that. So I had all that stuff. So like being my age and not having some really simple amenities. So we were kind of like in a situation where we didn't want to stay where we are. But as everyone knows, the rent is skyrocketing in LA as well as other parts of the country. And we couldn't afford to move. So we made the choice between staying there, having to find a new place to live, maybe farther out, or moving to Delaware, living in the house we own, but we didn't have a job there. So unemployed in 2 different cities or employed in the city that we decided. So is that a long way of answering this question?
No, that wasn't long at all. That was great.
Okay.
And how many years were you in LA?
Okay, so I moved to LA in 2000. So exactly 24 years. And around the same time that I moved there, I moved in 2000 as a 23-year-old, and I was dreaming of being a commercial dancer. And I did the whole thing. I remember very vividly 2001. I had moved into my first apartment ever that I lived in by myself because previous year I lived with a roommate. And like the first week I was laying on the floor, air mattress, had one TV, and then 9/11 happened. That is such a vivid memory for me because I was like kind of starting over in my life at that time and a lot of friends on the East Coast. So 24 years is a long time to be in LA. It's exactly half of my life, which is bananas to me.
Well, and that year, I guess we moved to LA the same year because that was my freshman year of college.
Oh.
So I just moved to LA from the Bay Area. And yeah, I went to jazz class and everyone was talking about something. And I was like, what are you guys talking about? And they're like, you haven't looked at the news? And yeah, so I'll always remember 9/11, freshman year, jazz class.
It's hard to believe sometimes. I mean, age doesn't matter as you get older, but you're like a whole college experience younger than me. But in our friend group, we're like, I think there's a 7-year split between the oldest and the youngest, and it just doesn't matter because after you get older,
It doesn't matter. And I was thinking the other day, I was like, we started this group in 2018. And someone has talked in our little Marco Polo chat group almost every day for 6 years.
Yeah. So listeners, we have a video chat going and it just continues.
6 years.
It just continues. We take breaks sometimes. We're like in it to win it sometimes. It's it's a wonderful way to connect and it allows us, like we can do it on our own time. It's like our own podcast.
Well, thank goodness for technology for the times that we're living and that we can all live in different cities, different states, at times different countries and still connect all the time. It's so nice.
Yeah.
It's very
Can I interject and ask you a question?
Is that allowed on my show? Let me think. Okay, I'll allow it.
You left LA for Vegas what year?
I'll say it was 2013.
Oh.
I mean, the first time I lived in Vegas was 2005, right after I graduated college, learning all this modern dance and ballet and jazz. And then I first lived in LA to be a showgirl, 0506, but I came back 2013 with Kirsten.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So what did LA teach you? Good or bad?
Oh my God. See, I knew this was going to, you and Leslie are so good at these questions, by the way. They do all these questions.
Well, Leslie has like the birthday questions.
Yeah, she has birthday and who has New Year's questions? We always have New Year's questions too for each other. We like, what did LA teach me?
Good, bad, indifferent, anything.
It taught me I could pretty much do anything I put my mind to. It's just a matter of time because LA is very competitive and it's very hard to do anything that you put your mind to. So the fact that I was able to do the things that I put my mind to, for example, dancing, not to put myself down in any way, because that's not my point here. But I am not the most talented, raw talent dancer I've ever met. I've met many dancers who are just like raw talent coming out of the pores. And they didn't necessarily have more success than me, because I just like put my nose down to the grindstone. I was very singularly focused for about 17 years of that. No, less, because I started to focus on other things, and I started, I had a family. But I put every single thing behind dancing, including family, including friends. If like I would like have a trip to my parents scheduled, I would book a gig, parents trip canceled, every single thing. So I think that informed me now. It informs me now, because nothing really feels impossible now. Nothing's that scary, because LA is so big, it's so competitive, and if you can, the New York thing, if you can do it here, you can do it anywhere. But more from a confidence perspective, just because I kind of went through the grindstone of it, and I know that I couldn't do it again if I had to.
Yeah, LA's tough, man.
Yeah.
LA, and not just for entertainers, obviously, but just living in LA. It's tough.
Yeah, like just at kind of every turn, especially in the audition circuit, you'd get there and you realize they don't actually have a job to give. They're just during an audition, or trying to make connections, and it kind of either just takes so long, and you can't get in the door of places. Yeah, LA's tough, and then even so, it's more tough now than it used to be, because it used to be affordable in LA to live.
Okay, so now that you're in this new city, um, does it give you any new fresh perspective on LA, or are you just like happy to be in a fresh place, new place, less traffic? Like, how's this experience going?
Well, I can honestly say I love it here currently, and I think it's simply because it's simple living. It's easier living. We are driving a lot because it is a big city. It's the seventh biggest city in the country, which I did not know. But it's just different. Like when you get on the highway, you're not stuck for days. And like everything's cheaper, but by a little. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to the grocery and every item is just a little cheaper. And so much of our like adulting was around our finances and things just getting tighter over time. Does it give me perspective on LA? Yeah, it's just harder there. And I don't even think it's just LA. It's any city that is at the same cost level. A big reason why we moved here, and a big reason why a lot of people move anywhere, is that the homes are still affordable. We're looking at homes that are around $350,000 to buy in about a year and a half.
Awesome.
And that doesn't exist in LA. There's no starter homes in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought our home here in Vegas in 2017 for 265. I wouldn't have been able to do that in LA.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have a great house. Actually,
pretty big.
what I tell Sarah all the time is this house that I've rented, these house templates are all over the country. The house template is almost exactly the same as Sarah's house.
Love it. Very familiar.
So like we kind of live in the same, the very familiar house inside, and we've rented a house, and I can do cartwheels in this house compared to my LA apartment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And then what about obviously Womack and Bowman will always be your forever home for Ariel.
Yes.
But what's been the journey so far with finding a new Ariel home here?
I already knew of Dara Minkin, who is Ariel.design on Instagram, very well known. And her partner, Claudia Torkelson, I had interviewed for the podcast. She's got 4 kids. She's an aerialist, Pilates teacher. And I had already kind of connected with them as well as like so many different people from a lot of studios across the world. So it was just kind of part of what I was doing anyway. There's a couple studios here in San Antonio, but I had just really resonated with what Dara was doing. Like she's just a bit of a genius on the split fabric. She doesn't work the same way I do. Like, she's such a creator, and I don't necessarily go, like, I create sometimes, but that's not necessarily my focus. And I wanted to be in good company when it came to like the kind of aerial genius that she is. There's a lot of aerial geniuses out there, but she's one of them. And I wanted, to be around her. And she welcomed me, her and Claudia just welcomed me with open arms. I didn't even plan this. I basically knew it was there, like, got the flight, was in this house before I even reached out to Dara, because I had looked at their schedule and it looked full. It looked full, to be honest. So I was like, I didn't look at it too hard. I just knew they had like tons of teachers on their roster, and I am not trying to step on toes. So I was like, oh, we'll see what happens. At least I'll have somewhere to train. That was my plan. And I reached out to her and I asked her what her needs were from a teaching perspective. She asked me what I needed, and we came together. And basically, she didn't have any classes after 8:30 on the schedule already. And I'm used to teaching late classes. Like, I teach from 8:30 to 10 very happily. And so I didn't really need to take anyone's class time away for her to give me all this primetime hours.
I love that. So how many classes do you have right now?
I think total 5 or 6.
Amazing.
But the big difference for me, Sarah, is that in LA, because I was always this way, even before I met Asa, before I had a kid, I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday classes. Always, because prime time in LA is just, the roster is so deep of teachers that they have to like spread out the prime time hours, unless I wanted to like go all over town and drive all over town. And with Bean, I don't want to do that. So I was teaching at 2 locations and having to work the weekends, which I was okay with, because that's where I was already making the money. That's what was available to me. But really what I wanted to do is work during the week. I really wanted to work Monday through Thursday, and that's exactly what they gave me. I can also bring her in, and when there's kids' classes, she can be in the kids' classes. The loft was not necessarily a kid-friendly space because it's such an adult-friendly space, which I know the adults there really appreciate. So I have a slightly more family-friendly situation. And even though I don't have any friends and family here yet, like, I have to develop those friends, I'm not in a place where I'm like hustling to get a babysitter for her, which I was doing weekly in LA. It was a lot of stress, because also she was getting sick a lot. So if she got sick, it's really hard to pass off a sick kid to like a friend, And it was really stressful, to be honest, like one of the higher stresses in my life.
Yeah, childcare in LA sounds hard, like expensive and hard.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. And whenever Sarah talks about the childcare options in Vegas, like, the other half of the video chat group are LA girls with kids, and we're all like, man,
I know.
this sounds so good.
I know. There's like a drop-off daycare at Town Square. They're open till 11 on Friday. I mean, I never keep her there that late, but $5 an hour if you're a member. It's crazy.
My life is so much easier here. Bottom line.
I'm glad.
Bottom line.
It's just you want to like free up space in your brain, right? Like anything you could take off the table, running around too much, having too busy the schedule, traffic, whatever. Like, I know you spend time in the car, but it still sounds easier.
Yeah, it's just the right time in my life.
Yeah, good.
For that
I'm glad.
for that change. Yeah.
Just simpler living. And are there performance opportunities in San Antonio?
There are, and I'm going to do a big but.
Okay.
And it's not that I wouldn't want to had the right gig come along, but my whole performance life, I always said to myself, what is it going to take for me to stop this? Because I can't imagine not wanting to do this.
Yeah.
And what is it that makes a performer stop? And I think I've answered the question for myself, that I don't care anymore.
Oh, really?
I think caring is the thing. Because it's not, the word is not hate. The word is not dislike. The word is care, meaning like it could go either way. Like, or I could go see a movie instead, or I could stay home and play with my kid instead. That is the thing, because it's having a strong feeling about it that has gone away. Of course I love performing. I feel like every time I do a video for my Instagram, I'm performing for a camera, a type of audience, and it does give me a wonderful feeling, and it does make me love it. But it's very informative to me that I can get that feeling doing it myself.
Yeah. More in control.
And I don't need it, which is stronger than hating it, maybe.
Is that a weird feeling for you to experience?
It has been, and it's been a couple years. And I think I talk about it with you guys all the time, where I was like, because there would be opportunities and it would take, 1, 5, 6, 7 steps for me to do, like rehearsal process, costuming, jumping through a couple hoops, not so many hoops, for a certain amount of money. And I would just opt out. Like my heart wasn't into the 5 steps that it took. Added a step of getting childcare. And it changed for me. Like my heart changed about it, whether it be my age or being a mom. I'm not sure which one it was. Maybe it was a confluence of both. My business partner, Kelly, who does Greener Grass, I'm totally calling her out, but we talk about our age all the time. She just turned 48, and I'm 47 and a half. She's a little older than me. And the number 48 hits different than
so?
47. I see her turning 48, and I'm like, that's very close to 50 to me. And not necessarily what did I think I'd be doing at the age of 50, but what do I want to be doing at the age of 48, 49, 50? And I feel like that chapter, although I can't say I will never, because I might feel like it almost is like, I don't necessarily think that I would care to perform if I'm still feeling this way, but if I started feeling differently again, I might. Claudia Torkelson, one of the owners of the Arium, she performs all the time. There's a handful of San Antonio entertainment companies, and there's lots of live music in the city, which is part of the reason also that we did our research before we said yes to this job. And, San Antonio felt like it was going to be a place that we could both grow artistically versus the other direction. And this is odd. Sarah, what do you think about this now, being a person who doesn't live in LA? Sometimes, not all the time, because there are some opportunities in LA that you can't have other places. Sometimes it felt like that wasn't the case anymore. Like I would grow somewhere else more than I would grow there.
Absolutely. There's something to be said about the big fish, small pond concept, right?
Yes.
And LA is so vast, but also I think a lot of let's just talk about like corporate events. Corporations aren't coming to LA so much. I mean, they go to cities where it's easy for their big parties, their big conferences. They're going to go somewhere where it's easy to put everyone up in hotels, to transport them, to have events and ballrooms and all that. Like Vegas is built for that. I'm guessing maybe San Antonio is more easily built for that. I'm not sure. But LA is not an easy place to bring a large group of people. So the kind of jobs you're doing in LA are, I guess, a lot of private parties, stuff like that.
Clubs, which I have been there, done that type of thing. I mean, depending on the club, of course. There will always be the, American Music Awards, all those types of shows that are there. But it got to be the point where I still have an agent there. Mm-hmm. If they need a 5'1" Asian girl who has my skill set, they know where to find me. It's been that way for a couple years now, because it's not a huge town when it comes to, it's not a huge world when it comes to that. Like with the internet and Instagram, we know whose skill sets are there and what they look like. And if they're still on their apparatus, what apparatus they're on, like we know this. The world has changed. It also got easier to leave LA in the last 10 years and still take those connections with you because we have the internet now. So I feel like nothing that I built there necessarily, besides the students that were actively taking class there, which is a couple dozen people. It's very sad to leave. But everything else I took with me because I take it with me digitally. And I know that you've said that to me as well. You can kind of live anywhere. And people still get, as long as you have an apparatus to train on, you can still teach, you can still do all the things. So I felt like it was a really good time. It was a perfect time for us to leave. We had thought about it for about a year, going back and forth. At the beginning, we couldn't imagine leaving. My partner had been there around 20 years as well. But it became, like I was like, oh, I want to be an aerial choreographer. Nothing precludes me from doing that here, especially if the gig is in like New York. I would just, no matter what, travel to do it. So oddly, I think it's because my financial situation and kind of like life has eased up. My mind is now oddly more open to things that it wasn't before, because we were just working with some constraints that just didn't allow me to like breathe a little bit. So I'm like putting together, working with one of the retreat companies, and I'm going to do the application and put in a deposit.
The pandemic, one good thing that came out of it is that we got used to accomplishing a lot of things over Zoom. So auditions,
Yes.
digital submissions. I mean, that's much more commonplace. So that definitely makes it easier. Instagram is still it's your little stage. Anyone can check out what you're doing, your skill set. And yeah, I think it was a good time for you to move, you know?
Yeah, it was the right time, and I'm really looking forward to building the students here.
Enough.
Oh no, I'll let you know when we're done, okay? But you can lay on my lap if you want.
Speaking of technology and how it can make our lives easier in this career, are you teaching any virtual privates these days?
For sure, for sure. And Bean is going to start going to school, and it's going to free me up.
Talk about me.
All right, I'm sorry. That's it. That's it. Here, lay down. Lay down. Yeah. So, and I also have a Zoom class that happens every 2 days a week right now. That's going really well. My roll it out class, which is for foam rolling.
I would love to ask you more about your retreats.
Oh my God. Yeah. So I want to basically do a retreat in Mexico, aerial dance, beginner to intermediate, just to make room for all of the people who have taken from me in LA, who I'm very close to, any people across the world that would like to take from me in person. And like, these retreats are set up so sweet. Like, they're just like these beautiful open air studios with the apparatuses already there. For so long I was like, oh, where do I do it? But then I was like, I don't want to do all that work, like trying to figure out rigging in a different city. Like, they've kind of figured it out, and then you partner with them. So I'm excited to do that next summer. I think I haven't set the date yet, but I think it's going to be a summer, potentially Mexico situation.
What part of Mexico?
Osaka. Hopefully. So I'll let you guys know for sure when those dates get settled, and then we can start planning. And it's a 7-day planning our,
That's exciting.
Mexico vacation.
Well, I'm excited for you, Care. I love that you're in this new space. It feels fresh, it feels exciting and new and simpler, and you can breathe, and you're getting to know a new aerial community out there, and and you have this potential retreat coming up. I think a lot of really wonderful things are happening.
Well, and not to make my loft students cry too hard, and I'm not saying this to make you cry, but besides the staff that I've known for many, many years now, to me, the students that come in here versus LA, they're the same. Most.
What does that mean?
Most of the students that walk into a studio, either studio, they have regular jobs. They want a creative outlet. They want to work out. They want community. They want to meet new friends. It's the same. Yeah. It's not like it's, being in LA, it's like, I think the difference is from the other side of things, not the student side. It's auditioning and having opportunities to do TV and film, which, by the way, are in other places now too, like, Atlanta or Georgia has
Apparently,
a lot.
Warner Brothers is going to open up a studio in Vegas.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's new information.
We have the space for it.
Yeah. Things are not necessarily getting shot in LA necessarily anymore. Things have changed a lot. It's opportunities to work with my aerial community in LA, but So the differences are, Dara's here, Claudia's here. There's maybe less professionals, but the students are the same. Like, I feel like I can give to them the same as I could give to my students in LA. Give them the artistic outlet, give them the strength they need, give them all the stuff, and build that for myself here so that I have the same joy in my job. Having said that, the people that I did work with in LA, I miss them dearly. But, every couple years, it turns over again as a teacher. 10 years later, I maybe have 5 students that are still taking class, but it's new students for the most part. And I'm happy to work with them. I love teaching beginners, actually, and not all aerialists feel that way. I love working with somebody in the first 2 years of their aerial life, and then I push them, kick them out of the nest, and they can fly themselves. I don't need to, they become professionals maybe after a couple years, and then I'm always their aerial teacher, but they have their own lives.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. That's exciting.
Yeah, I have my professor from college always said that. He's my mentor, and he actually lives in Texas half the year. So I look for, he's like a second family member. He always said, like, after you leave here, you don't need me anymore. You think you do, but I'll pour into you, and then you go and fly, and you go and do your thing. I'm always here if you need my support, but you don't need me. Not the same way.
Nice.
Yeah, as a teacher.
Yeah, I love that. Well, it's good for students sometimes to be challenged by getting used to a new and different teaching style, a different person. It's good. Everyone has different things to offer, and it's good to be open.
Yeah, especially after your first couple years of training. Like, was
I not born yet?
You were born 5 years ago almost. Your birthday's coming, right?
Don't talk about
Oh, don't talk about your birthday either. She usually likes talking about her birthday. Students really like get a lot from taking from different teachers after a while, because you're gonna just take something from the way another teacher moves. You're like, it'll click, and then we're not. I know you aren't. I know I'm not. I'm not trying to create a lot of mini Carries or mini Sarahs.
No.
Yeah.
Like I always say, like, hey, this is how I do it. You don't have to do it this way. Other teachers might tell you to do it differently, but I'm just offering this as a suggestion.
Sarah, I know this was the podcast takeover today, but can we have you back on so I can do another check-in with you? I have a million questions to ask you, and we'll just
Sure. I would love that.
turn it back around.
Why do we have to say
Okay.
bye yet?
Do we have to what?
Well, this was
Say
fun.
bye yet?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the doctor now. You want to say goodbye to Sarah? Here.
Yeah.
I don't know how she's gonna feel about it because you weren't welcoming.
Bye.
Hi, Willow.
I don't want to be. I want to be called Bean.
She wants to be called Bean.
Oh, sorry. Hi, Bean.
Okay.
Thank you so much for letting me interview your mama.
It's because she been talking about my whole family.
Oh, okay. I understand. Okay. I'm glad we had this chat.
So dramatic. I think Zari and Bean are both on the drama recently. My goodness.
I mean, it's the age.
It's the age. Sarah, I love you.
Bye.
Love you. It was so nice chatting with you. I'll talk to you soon.
Oh, Sarah. That's why you're my friend. We have so much fun. Thank you so much for coming on and asking me all the questions. And my friends, I've been here now for 1 month, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Tex-Mex is amazing. They have flour tortillas here like I've never tasted. I was a little worried about like the produce, but the produce here is amazing and so weird, but it's like the cow was raised across the street. That's what the beef tastes like, my friends. All right, guys. My friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. If you'd like to be in the podcast, just send me a DM or email me. Carrie@wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. This is for you guys. It's for the worldwide community. So if you have a story that you'd love to share, please reach out. I'd love to have you as a virtual student. So if you go to the show notes, there's links for all of my online resources, free mini course, comprehensive beginner to intermediate, and aero rehab as well. I'd love to have you guys there. And check out Greener Grass. It's the podcast that I do with Kelly McVeigh. And we talk about so many things that you might care about. And then we also just gab. We have so much fun. Please leave me a 5-star rating and review. It makes such a huge difference. So I would appreciate that with all of my heart. And thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Over and out. This is Carrie with Wrap Your Head Around Sucks. This is the Expecting Podcast.
Open up.